Welcome back, everybody. And here is a Cover 3 WSJU. That is Cover 3 WSJU. Make sure you call in at 718-990-3SJU. Or if you want to see the numbers, at 718-990-3758. How you doing, guys, in the last 30 minutes?
Terrific. Last 30 minutes, we got a bit of the home stretch going on. We got some NFL previews to look up, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the NBA. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get a little bit of rapid fire going on.
Yeah, we've had some good guests on. We've had Tariq Turner. We had John Harganen come on. So we kind of reviewed some Jets, some St. John's basketball. We talked about some issues in the NFL, some social things. But you know what? This is always the final half hour is usually the most fun.
Yeah, and I was thinking, Tariq Turner gave us some facts. John Hargs gave us some facts. But you know who else can give us some facts?
Twitter.
That's right. Shay, that was a good segue. I like that, my man. You're gonna work on that at the snap at the line.
I think
playlist reset right when I said it.
That's it's a little bit tricky here. If you come by WSJU, you'll learn all about that as you pursue a membership here at WSJU Radio.
As you saw our advertisement.
That's right. But no, it's Tweet Fun Fact time. So I've got one. I'll just spend one. And this one is from Google Facts. You'll spend about 5 years eating during your lifetime.
How long?
5 years.
5 years.
In your lifetime, the time you spend eating is equivalent to about 5 years.
That's like the average person. I wonder how much a guy like a professional eater spends eating.
Oh, I don't know.
Imagine how much more.
Like Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating contest? Man, I don't know. But no, 5 years. Think about that.
So my tweet fun fact is, on the show Jeopardy, the highest amount of money you can win is $283,200. Just because you needed to know that.
Now is that... Oh, that's if somebody got every question right.
Yeah, the highest amount of money you can win on Jeopardy is $283,200
in one show. Because I know those geniuses and that robot. They
keep on playing.
Yeah, they keep on playing. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I got a fact for myself, folks. Florida is bigger than the country England. I found that really interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see because we do have the United States. And, we look outside the United States, you have all these small countries. Like, if you go somewhere in South America, you can, or Africa, or one of these, like, bigger continents, but they have the small countries within them. Like, you can't say, oh, I'm in Nebraska, let's take a trip down to Mexico, a day trip down to Mexico. You can't do that. But you can do that in different areas of the world, which is really cool.
I studied abroad about a year ago.
Blonde or brunette?
Sorry, I'm slow.
No. It took you a little bit. But
you. So I studied abroad, went to Europe last year, and I definitely noticed that the mentality when it comes to travel, like there's people who are ambitious, but here in the States, it's kind of like they would never go the different distance. Like some people from New York have never been to Florida to California.
Yeah,
but going from that's 3,000 miles from New York to California in relation to Europe, you can go to like Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Or going from New York to say the Carolinas, you can go definitely from London to Amsterdam, or go from London, as you mentioned before, down to Spain or something like that.
Yeah,
travel is different there.
Yeah,
because here I feel like there's just less occupying the states and stuff like that. They kind of all blend in.
Right? Yeah.
But
it's United States.
Yeah, love America.
United, we stand.
Last tweet fun fact I have: 85 million tons of paper are used each year in the United States. Holy cow.
Now, imagine that without the internet. Imagine that 20 years ago, where the internet wasn't really used, and
so
Microsoft Word. Exactly. So that's a high amount. Just think of it, back when, Apple and PC, they weren't around.
Yeah, because everything's kind of digital now. Some people still use paper.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at our rundowns. We're using paper.
We're still using paper.
Yep.
With our company account, we should all get iPads.
Yeah, we should.
We should all get some kind of tablet.
Yeah, we should.
We should treat ourselves.
Free tuition. But that was it, folks, on our...
Good stuff. Tweet fun facts, always fun.
Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure to have.
And look at Shay on the call. He's the quarterback today.
Yep.
He's on the big board.
Calling the audibles, things like that.
It's a tough job. There's a lot moving around in that position.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you wake up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. You gotta
be alert.
You gotta wake up quick in order to host the show.
I know you, Mike. You were up late since you were messaging me on Facebook
Mike,
3:30 a.m.
Mike, you text me at like 3:30 in the morning every other week. Hey, you want to print out the rundowns? Hey, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hey, miss you. That's kind of personal. Never mind. But only kidding, of course.
I don't miss you. Yeah, team no sleep. That's how we play. That's how
you play. I go to bed.
We don't sleep. On the job, we do not sleep.
This was one of the weird moments where I actually didn't really get that much sleep. So
Yeah, you were up late too.
Yeah, I was doing something for the women's basketball team. Make sure to come out to the game, November 12th, 2013. They're going against Iona 11. If you've seen the 11, 12, 13 flyers on campus, I'm telling you what it is.
Mike, you
They should come out.
I'm going back to this. Mike, you sent the rundown to us at 3:35 a.m.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Well, this week we didn't have a meeting because we were all busy.
That's
Atticus
true.
was going to
Yep.
be out of town, and we kind of had a log jam because actually this week I had some carryovers on some midterms.
Yeah.
So, but we got it.
We did.
We actually had a Skype conference. This is something new. We
Yeah.
usually have never done this before because we like doing face-to-face. But this week we actually had our meeting via Skype.
Well, it was FaceTime on the
FaceTime.
iPhones, which I totally forgot that I had. That's why I was like, oh, let me get my laptop.
Me being an HTC user couldn't do that. But
Nope.
Hey,
Yeah. So we had our rundown meeting, via cell phone, and then
Yep.
in between that, I had a law midterm I had to do online stuff. Got home from work. Everybody just so busy.
and what do you
Yeah.
know? I happened to meet James in one of my friend's suite.
Yeah.
Just by chance?
Yeah, just by chance.
Yeah. He was working with the girl that rooms with my girlfriend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he was in the room last night. I go in there with my fuzzy moose pajamas on.
What do you know? I didn't know your girlfriend was her roommate.
Yeah, they're roommates. So, yeah. I go in there, see him, and we talk about the show last night.
Are we going to ever get to see these fuzzy moose pajamas?
Yeah, once it gets colder, I wear them underneath my pants.
Oh, okay.
So
Very cool.
I'll turn off. I mean, I won't turn off. I'll take off my pants on the show and reveal my fuzzy moose pajamas.
You didn't just say that.
I did.
Pause.
Yeah.
Hold on, Shay, hold on. Pause.
Pause.
What?
All right.
But just to let you know, folks, we won't be watching once James takes off his pants. But let's get into some NFL. And let's get into the Cowboys versus Saints. As you know, the Saints, they lost to the Jets, as John was proud to say. Cowboys, still here and there. They caught the win, but just they're still not the America's team. Well, they are the America's team we're accustomed to for the last few years, but they're still not living up to the expectations they've come across. So how do you feel about that, guys?
With the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Disappointing. Especially for a team whose football stadium uses more energy than was it Libya or something like that? Liberia? It's one of the two.
I don't know.
It was a tweet fun fact we featured, I think, last show. But I actually saw a blog post. They said the reason why the Cowboys will not win again is because Jerry Jones. And I find that interesting because, they have won with him. He has been a part of the success. He's very ambitious. He spends the money. This doesn't work out. Who knows why? But I think the Cowboys, they're trying to turn a corner. And I liked what we saw I think it was last week with Des Bryant getting fired up on the sideline. But there's a place and time for that.
Yeah,
They got to make sure they keep their composure and that they play strong for the second half of the season.
I mean, they had a nice come-from-behind victory from the Vikings this past week. They scored in the final seconds.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you shouldn't have to do that against the Vikings.
You're absolutely right.
At home in Dallas. So, I mean, the NFC East, of course, we talked about it week in and week out. It's a very weak division. But, it's wide open for each and every one of these teams. I mean, if the Giants actually get going, they could actually win it after going 0-6 to start the season. So, I mean, the Cowboys, they need to keep their head on a swivel and keep the keep the lead in the NFC East.
So guys, what do you feel who's going to win this game, Cowboys or Saints?
It's in the it's in the Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, in New Orleans, and I think the Jets did have a nice blueprint to beat to beat the Saints, but I'm not sure if DeMarcus Ware is going to be back this weekend, who's the Cowboys' leading pass rusher. I say the Saints win this week. But I've been wrong so many times this year.
We've been wrong.
Yeah, we have been wrong.
Well, John was saying it before when we had John Hargrett on.
Yeah.
It's all about, that was the model for the Jets, competition.
Yeah.
This season has very much been competition. The usual people who are usually winners, they haven't been around, so there's a lot of parity going on. So
Yeah, it's never a definite to win for any of these teams, even if they are facing the 0-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you're the 6-1 Seattle Seahawks. You never know what's going to happen. So, but I do see the Saints coming out. I don't see the Saints losing 2 games in a row. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I got it easy. I think the Saints are going to win. I think they want to get back to their form. You go 5-0 with 6-0 to start the year. You lose the Patriots. You lose the Jets. You can't have that. And I think at home, between Sean Payton and Drew Brees, put simply, they're not going to allow that to happen.
No.
They're like Brady and Belichick. They get things done. This team is going to get the W this week.
We have been wrong before, folks.
True.
We did say the Saints are going to win last week. We all said the Saints, and the Jets happen to win. But I got the Saints again. The Cowboys secondary, they just can't match up to the Breeze passing attack. And yeah, it's going to be a shootout though. It's going to be a shootout. But I say the Saints got it. But let's go into the next game, and our prayers go out to John Fox, who suffered a heart attack, but he's doing well. But he probably won't be back for the rest of the season. Who knows?
For a while. I'm not sure if they've ruled him out, but he's to be out for some time.
But they do have a nice interim head coach in Jack Del Rio, a former Jaguars coach. And he coached them to the playoffs back in the early 2000s. So it's not like he's never been in the playoff situation before. Like this Broncos team, odds are will probably make the playoffs. So they've got a good interim head coach. That just goes to show you how many good coaches there are playing coordinator. Wade Phillips was the interim head coach for the Texans when Gary Kubiak went down this past week. But going back to the Broncos, they're playing. What are the Broncos playing? The Chargers.
That's right.
Big AFC West showdown. The Chargers are actually looking pretty good. They have playoff implications on the mind. They're looking for the wild card. There could be 3 teams coming out of the AFC West for the playoffs this season with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers.
So who you got?
I think Phillip Rivers, he's going to be slinging it. And I think Antonio Gates is going to be big. And I think, what's their wide receiver? Young guy. Not Eddie Royal, the other one. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank.
Malcolm.
No, not Malcolm Floyd. I think he's out for the season.
Oh, yeah.
The other guy. See, but the thing is, Malcolm Floyd, Eddie Royal, this other guy, young guy, I know he might be Rookie of the Year.
Oh, Vince. Oh, not Vincent Brown.
Keegan Allen.
That's who it is.
Allen, yeah.
Yeah, young guy, rookie.
From Cal.
Yeah, possible Rookie of the Year. These guys, they're not flashy, that you don't know them, household names, but they're doing a great job out there in San Diego. I think they're going to be slinging it, but they're in San Diego. You know what? I'm going to go off and say that the Chargers are going to win this game.
I think the Broncos will win this game.
Well,
okay.
I like to disagree with
I don't
you.
need to say anything more.
I like to disagree with you on the Rookie of the Year because I think it's going to be your favorite team and one of my favorite running backs, Eddie Lacy.
Well, yes, I'm just saying he's in the conversation. He's a great young player on the offensive side for this Chargers team, and that's right. They don't do AFC NFC. They just have the one NFL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's definitely in the conversation, and I got the Chargers on this one. The Broncos, unfortunately, John Fox can't be here, but I feel like the Chargers, they got the momentum. Phillip Rivers, as you said, is playing well, so I got the Chargers on this one.
It's all about that Broncos defense. They're so inconsistent. So yeah. I just see them going to San Diego. San Diego knows that this is a big game. However, the Broncos are coming off a bye week, so it could go either way.
Extra week to game plan.
Exactly.